What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bishop Brigante. Welcome to another episode of R&R, Risk and Rewards, the show where we talk to some of your favorite personalities about some of the risks they've taken in their career to get where they are today. Now, don't blink, because this is about to be the fastest interview on the entire planet. You know what I'm saying? Please welcome, live right now on R&R, Jessie T. Usher. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, man?
How you doing, man? Hey, now the whole world got to listen right now. The whole world's knows you by the name A-Train.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes,
Star
indeed.
Star of the hit TV series right now that's blowing up everywhere online. Everybody's talking about it. The Boys. Congratulations, man.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I was cracking up when you said the fastest interview. I already knew it.
You know what I'm saying?
I already knew.
I'm peeping, man. I love the character. I love what you're doing over there. And so I'm really excited to have you on here, man.
We here we film in Toronto.
Yeah,
so
and I be peeping it. I'm seeing some Hamilton. I'm seeing some Toronto. You know what I'm saying? How you liking the city while you're here?
I love it. I mean, this is a pandemic year right now, so things are a little, it's a little off, a little misconstrued, but it's all right. Like overall, I love the city. The people are dope. The food is amazing. The crew, like the professionalism of everybody that's out here, you can tell that they know what they're doing, and that's all I can really ask for. You know what I mean? Just a nice time on and off the set. So Toronto offers that entirely. So I love filming here, man. I come back and do every season here.
Quick question: Have you been to the east end of the city? Have you been to Scarborough yet?
I've only been to Scarborough once, but it was just there to pick something up, and then I left. I haven't spent too much time in Scarborough.
Okay, so
that's your neck of the woods, right? You got to show me around, man. What's up?
So you haven't gotten any
You
haven't gotten into any foot races out there, then, right?
Nah, I ain't gotten into no foot races.
We don't lose. We don't lose in Scarborough in the foot race. All right, A-Train, we don't lose.
Hey, listen, that's because I haven't stepped foot down there yet. That's why.
You're gonna need that special sauce if you come to Scarborough. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
All right. So let's jump into this.
Okay.
Two simple questions. We're gonna start off on the positive side. My first question for you is this: Jessie T. Usher, tell me a risk that you've taken in your career thus far where the outcome was a positive come up.
Okay. I feel like, and I mean, you're in media and entertainment, so like in this industry, everything we do is a risk. There's no guaranteed anything. There's no surefire wins that we take. Every move is calculated as best as it can be, but it's all somewhat of a risk. It's all somewhat of a gamble. The one that kind of stood out the most to me that felt like a risk, like in my bones, was I was training for Survivor's Remorse, which was the show I used to be on. And my trainer knew a guy who was like a composer, and he was in the gym the same time as me. And he's like, yo, man, you need to meet this guy. His name is Harold. He's a composer. He's also a producer, and he's got a lot of connections. He makes a lot of big movies and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'd love to meet him. I'm a social person. Let me talk to him.
Right.
We go over there. We start chit-chatting. He's got a thick accent, older guy. But he was cool, and he was receptive. And he kind of just looked me up and down. And, he started talking about a couple of things he had going on. Nothing to really grab my attention. And then towards the end of the conversation, he said, we're going to do a sequel to Independence Day. And I'm like, it like grabbed my attention. You know what I mean? I'm like, ooh, a sequel to Independence Day. And I felt like that was a moment for me where I could speak up, or I could, fall back and kind of see where he went with it. And I just decided to speak up, and just jokingly, I just went, yeah, man, you should put me in that.
Right. Hey, closed mouth don't get fed.
Closed mouth don't get fed, but he thought it was hilarious. He like fell back, he was laughing about it. Like, obviously he knew that I was joking, but there was some seriousness to it. We were speaking about professional things at the moment. And he just went, yeah, I'm gonna talk to some of the guys, and maybe Will can connect us on an email. You can send some of your stuff over and we'll check you out. And they checked me out. I went and had a meeting with them. They ended up offering me a role in the movie, man. And that's actually how I got into Independence Day.
Wow.
It was a long, drawn out process, a lot of politics involved. I had to like meet this person, meet that person, go sit here, you know, talk to whomever, but I didn't care. Like, you know, it felt like I was in the room, and that was most important. And then being just at the gym, just like kind of shooting the shit with him, throwing that out there and having him receive it like that, that was a blessing. But it was also I could tell immediately when I said it, he was kind of off put by it. Like,
right.
is this kid serious? You know,
yeah, people don't know that. Like, there is like, I guess there's like a code of ethics, or the way, you know, just the way we
absolutely
in entertainment, you know, you kind of don't, you know, you don't be really, there's little things that we don't be doing, right? And
right.
sometimes they could be off-putting, but like,
right.
you got to take those shots sometimes, though.
Sometimes you got to take those shots.
You got to take those
you know,
shots.
it was a casual setting. We working out, you know,
Right.
He could tell that like I was just joking around with him, but he took it serious
What a
enough to like
payoff.
set up a meeting for me. And what a payoff.
Yeah.
What a payoff, man. Yeah, it took my career up five levels.
So that kind of like set it, because like Independence Day, these are like blockbuster, big productions.
Right.
Is that the kind of vibe you're getting right now on The Boys set too? Or is it like more like a grungy vibe? Like what's the vibe like on set for something like that in comparison?
On the boys, comparatively speaking, in terms of television, we usually move a lot faster. Usually there's less money involved at the beginning. You know what I mean? You kind of got to cut corners to make the best production that you can for television. But because it's a smaller screen, they seem to do things on a smaller scale. Right. The Boys is not like that. The Boys is very large scale. It's very grand. Like our sets are huge. You know what I mean? We have so many stages here in Toronto. We still shoot a ton of stuff on location. And they really take their time. Like that's the biggest difference between film and television. In my experience has been the days, you know, TV 10, 12 hours and we're at home.
Right.
Film seems to be 16, 17, 18 even. On The Boys, we're averaging 14, 16-hour days. And, you know, they've extended our schedule with every season. They've kind of just been adding more days because they want, you know, our shooting days to be more intricate. They want to make sure we get all the material. They're very specific, which is also something that I only really see in movie production.
Right.
But in this show, I can tell that everybody really cares about the show. And it shows when I watch it back. You know,
absolutely. I was just going to ask you, like,
damn.
I was going to ask you, like, you know, filming it is one thing, and then seeing the final product has got to be exciting. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been in a few productions myself, and I know that, you know, there's a certain level of anxiety waiting to see the final product, right?
Yeah.
But this is like a superhero role too. That's exciting because it's like legacy shit. It's legacy stuff, right? So well, being able to, you know, to have, you know, to now you're idolized forever with a character that was in comics, you know what I'm saying? Right. Now to see the final product, it must be super exciting. Oh, congratulations, by the way, on the third season getting picked up.
Thank you.
So
thank you so much.
Yeah, everybody online, everybody. I missed the early wave because there's so many seasons that are out, and I just kept seeing everybody, The Boys, have you seen The Boys? You see The Boys, Everybody just been talking about it. And then I dove in, and I'm loving the series. It's incredible. The graphics are just nuts. Like thank you so much for that. When you see Black Noir, that like some of the graphics,
man. Oh my gosh. Like even crazy. I cringed at that. I was like, woo.
But I love there's no holding back any punches. Like you guys are going.
They're going for it. You know, like I talk to my showrunner about that all the time. And I think he has the best stories about notes that he gets back from Amazon or from Sony when they do think that we've crossed the line.
Right.
And you know, it kind of just makes us all just like shrug and throw our hands up. Like, at what point are we really crossing the line here?
How much farther can you go?
How much further can we go? Exactly. If we can't do that, then we'll find a way to do it another way. And that's just kind of how the show has been. And that's the topics that we discussed on the show, the graphics, like everything. Everybody's pushing the envelope to kind of make this show bigger and badder. And I love that.
Dope. Okay, now let's flip the coin. So we talked about the positive come up. Now we got to talk about the one risk that you took. That didn't give you the best result. wasn't a come up at all. And you know what I mean? It
Uh,
doesn't necessarily have to be a regret, but you know, maybe if I, you know, thought that a little
right.
differently.
Um, okay. Now this is interesting enough. This ties into the first thing that I told you about, and I'll explain why at the end. But
Okay.
this is just kind of like how crazy Hollywood gets sometimes.
Yeah.
I had an audition for an untitled movie. That happens like all the time, and they don't really want people to know who's involved or whatever. They just send
Right.
you some untitled sides. And I read it, you know what I mean? I didn't love it, but I went in and auditioned for it, and then I got a call back, and they're saying like, "Hey man, we want you to come in and test for it." And like testing for anybody who's watching who doesn't know, testing is like, maybe the director will be there, producers, and they'll kind of just give you some notes, and you'll kind of go over the scene over and over and over again. They might have another actor there who's also a part of the project, and you can kind of read with them, that type of thing. And I remember sitting there, and I was talking to my mom about it. And we were talking about the character and the material, and it just felt like it was too vulgar for the story they were trying to tell. We didn't really know where it was gonna go. It just felt like they were forcing a lot of violence into something that didn't feel right for me.
Right.
So I said, "No, I'm not gonna go do the test." You know what I mean? And she's like, "You sure?" But she also was on my side because she felt like it was really vulgar. It was like a lot of sex and cursing for no reason.
Wait, let me jump in there. For all y'all that are watching, you got to understand, it's not easy to even get to the test. Like to get past the audition, to get to the test, because sometimes there's like 4 tests. You got to go to director, then you go to the studio, but so you're okay. So you said nah.
Yeah, I got to the test and I had to call my agent and tell him I'm not gonna go.
Wow.
And they're hurt. Like, this is going to be, a decent movie. I think you should at least go and fill it out. I'm like, no, because at the end of the day, what'll happen is I'll go, I'll do the test. And if they like me, then I got to take it a step further. And then I got to say no then. Because like, I just didn't feel right about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I said no, I didn't go do the test. The movie turned out to be Straight Outta Compton.
Yo. What? Oh my God.
But it makes sense.
Come on.
Like Straight Outta Compton, sex, drugs, money, violence. I was like, damn. But at the end of the day, though, here's the thing.
God.
Here's the thing. Corey Hawkins, who ended up playing Dr. Dre and Jason Mitchell and O'Shea, like those guys together, I feel like gave that movie the element that it needed for the success that it achieved. It might not have been the same movie.
Who were you supposed to be?
Dre. But like, I don't see me being a good Dre. You know what I mean? Like as an actor, you got to make those decisions a lot of the time where you'll say, I don't think I can do this character in an authentic fashion where I would, you know what I mean? Where I'm going to appreciate the performance. Like Corey crushed it.
Yeah, for sure.
He crushed it.
For sure.
I
feel like everybody killed that shit.
Everybody killed it. Like if I had been in the movie feeling the way that I felt about it, I might have ruined the movie.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So like it was one of those things where I fell off early on. Who knows what would have happened if I would have went to the test? I feel like I might have still lost to Corey because seeing his performance on there, he just kept it real. You know what I mean? Dre was around a lot to kind of help with that, but that movie just came together. And that's why it was the movie that it was. Like it ended up being spectacular.
Yo, so how does that so now after that happens, right? Where you find out, holy shit, does that change? Does that change how now you deal with these untitled projects?
No, not really. No, I would say since then, because I was back in 2015, 2016, something like that.
Yeah.
Since then, I've had enough like executive meetings and like I just just from being around and networking and paying attention to the projects that come out and the studios behind them, you kind of learn the names that are involved and you have an idea of like what a project is gonna be, but just seeing who's involved with it. Whereas like, I didn't know that before. I couldn't look and say, oh, such and such company is gonna produce this movie. It's gonna be something on the lines of Straight Outta Compton. But now I know that.
Yeah.
But even still, if I have that feeling, I'll just back out. Do
you think maybe there could have been another role in that movie that you might have been?
Could have been. Absolutely. Could have been, but this is what happened, and this is how it ties into the first thing. I said no to that, and my agents were pissed. Obviously, you know what I mean. They were getting pressure from casting to have me come regardless, and they had to tell them no. So they were already upset at me.
Yeah.
The guy who was my junior agent at the time, he wasn't even like a real agent. He didn't have an office or anything. He just came across the material, and he sent it to me, and I didn't get a chance to read it yet. But I was like, all right, well, you know, my people over there are like a little upset, but my junior agent's still working right now. He sent me something. I'm gonna take a look at it. I didn't take a look at it yet for a couple of days. By the time I did look at it, I had already had a meeting, but that material he sent me was for Independence Day.
Wow.
Independence Day. Crazy. Like
The
it
universe.
all kind of just,
the
like,
universe.
it was the very next project that they sent me was IDR. So when I called them and said, hey, I met, you know, a producer and composer for Independence Day Resurgence, and I got a meeting.
They're like, check
he's
your
like,
email.
Exactly. He was like, check your email.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, we sent that to you already, bro.
Yeah, he already sent it to me. So they were involved. I had like a different avenue, and then we kind of came together and tied it together. So it worked out.
That's incredible. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a role that, like a dream role that you aspire to achieve one day?
Yeah, man. Like
is it?
I don't have like one specific dream role. I have roles that like I just feel like I haven't been able to really get into yet. Like I feel like I've never played a true villain. Even on The Boys, this might be the closest thing to a villain that I've played.
Yeah.
But I feel like a villain who's just rooted in evil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who's destroyed as a person, who's villainous to his core. I haven't been able to attack that yet. And I've dabbled into it, and it feels like an outer body experience. You know what I mean? Because most of these characters, when you really get down to it, they've been through a lot of the same things that we have. They've just kind of made the decision to go in another direction that like we would never do. Like, not if you're a good person. You know, everybody goes through shit. That's at the end of the day, living through life. You're going to go through something, and then you just decide in those moments what you're going to do with that. And villains are choosing something that like I personally wouldn't choose. So I want to try. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know what that feels like.
It's going to be a challenge.
So,
it's going to be a challenge.
It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be tough. And I feel like if I'm able to really dig my teeth into it, that it would be rewarding. So I'm kind of waiting for the right villainous role to come at me.
Is it fun on set? On The Boys? It looks like it's got to be fun.
Hell yeah, man. It's fun because like everybody is under the same amount of pressure. You know, like the stakes are very high.
Right.
And I like that. I like that. I hate when I walk onto a set and everybody's kind of like melancholy or, you know, just like passive. I don't like passive. I take my job very serious. And if I'm prepared, I expect everyone else to be just as prepared. When you get to The Boys, it's kind of like everyone's working at their highest level. And it's just fun. You know, I feel like I'm back in like training. Like I have to bring my A game. I don't want to ruin the tape for anybody, for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I love that.
Yo, man, that is incredible. And again, super happy for all the success so far. Congratulations. Keep going. Keep running.
I certainly will.
Keep running as fast as you can. But don't try that slick stuff in Scarborough. All right? You just keep some regular sneakers on when you come to Scarborough. Right? Because if we see you in any of them trainers, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna call you out.
I know what's up.
We're gonna call you out. All right.
Bet. I'll tell them you sent me.
Exactly. Yo, thank you so much. And everybody follow. I'll have your socials up on the screen, but thank you, Jessie T. Usher, for being here. Everybody, please make sure you log on, subscribe, etc. You know, share, leave a comment, tell them what you feel about the show, and make sure you check out the show. It's on Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? It's The Boys. Again, Jessie T. Usher, thank you so much for being here.
Hey,
this is Risk
Bishop, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. Risk and Rewards, yo. Salute.
Thank you.